What's up, everybody? This is the Sports League Podcast, back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got the co-host, Amanda, back once again. Always great to have you on. And week 4 game picks episode. Are you ready?
Of course, always. What's my lead so far this season?
4 games, and I should have said, "Are you ready to see your lead disintegrate?" Is what I should have said.
I don't know. I feel like we're pretty similar this week. I don't know how many we picked differently, so we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, there's a lot of really close games that could
hmm
go either way. It's a tough one. But let's get started with last night's game. The 2-1 Seahawks at the 2-1 Cardinals. I almost switched up and picked the Cardinals because I'm trying to catch you in picks, but then I saw those ugly ass jerseys and I
Yo,
bailed.
they look like tortillas. Why are they out there looking like a quesadilla? And mind you, the field looked amazing. The burnt orange colors with the Arizona flag, the patches on their jerseys, their helmets looked
Yeah.
great. We didn't need the splotches. I don't know what the point of that was. Everything else looked awesome and I was obsessed with it until they zoomed in. I was like, were they walking behind a kid riding a bike? Like what the fuck is that? Yeah,
Yeah,
splotches were
if they were,
unnecessary.
if they were clean white or a clean color, it'd be
Yeah,
cool.
the
But those
Cream was
spots,
cool. I liked that it was an off-white. Like I thought that was cool.
yeah,
It like paid a great ode to the state, like the dust and the sand and the desert state. It was great, other than the splotches. And
yeah,
it's funny because those are like the rivalries, and I was like, were they fighting with a pile of dirt, like a mud puddle? Like what was your rivalry with?
yeah, yeah. Is that mud or is that supposed to be bird poop or what is that?
Supposed to be sand, but like the color beige was fine. We didn't need the splotches for the visual.
Yeah. Well, and I believe that's why they lost. You can't wear ugly ass jerseys like that and expect to win. So,
Okay, but sometimes
um,
the coolest jerseys also are really bad luck. I mean, look at Tampa Bay's creamsicles. Like
yeah,
they've won a third of the games they've played historically, like when they were the actual jersey. They won a third of those games, and then since they've been a throwback, they're 1-5 in the creamsicles. Like
yeah. I think they went 0-14 in those creamsicles one year.
they're amazing. I don't know why they're bad luck. It's depressing.
Um, so this game started out how we expected. The Seahawks get out to a 17-3 lead, but to their credit, the Cardinals battle back and actually tie this game late, 20-20, and then the kickoff, they kind of botched that, gave the
Mhm.
Seahawks the ball at the 40 and allowed Seattle to go win it. The Cardinals just seem to make a lot of these little mistakes that add up over the course of a game.
Yeah, it definitely felt like Seattle was the better team, but shout out for the Cardinals for staying in it. I mean, the Seahawks missing that 53-yard field goal attempt with 3 minutes left in the game, stayed a 7-yard game, like they were in it still. And I
Yeah.
saw I saw some moments of hope and optimism in Arizona. It seems like Kyler Murray's kind of finding his groove. He still scampers like a toddler who stole your phone, but I mean, 241 yards, two touchdowns. His interceptions weren't really his fault. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk shit about him for that. That Marvin Harrison Jr. looked like he was having a rough night. I'm glad he kind of came around with that big second half touchdown, but the first
Yeah.
half of the game, he was a mess.
Yeah, it reminds me of Brian Thomas Jr. For whatever reason, these two guys are really struggling. They seem to be in their own head. With Marvin Harrison, maybe it's the pressure to live up to the name, to his dad,
Mhm.
but the talent is obvious for both of
Yeah.
those guys. And it was nice to see Marvin Harrison step it up and make some big plays in the second half. And he was really a big part of that comeback. So
Yeah. He
good
he
to
made a
see.
great recovery in that game. You can tell that the coaching staff is really helping them with mindset in this one.
Yeah. For Seattle, corner Rick Woolen is still struggling. He had 2 pass interferences in this game. He's struggling defending Marvin Harrison. It goes back to week 1. It's like every single game this season so far, he's just behind the 8 ball a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder about their defensive coaching and how their relationship is there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's supposed to be their best guy, but I don't know. Definitely struggling, but credit to Jason Myers to miss that field goal and come back and make it to win the game it's a big redemption, for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And JSN coming back into the second half for 4 catches for 79 yards after having no yards in the first half, no catches.
Yeah.
A lot of great like mental stability going into the second half of this game and players shaking off the rough first half. So good on them and their coaching staff for the pep talks in the
Did
half.
you see the ref scolding JSN after he yelled
That
at
was
him?
so funny. Oh, that's like when your kid says something when you're on the phone, you're like,
Yeah. You
mm,
get that evil look.
no, he got mommed with that look. That ref was
uh,
about to call his dad in.
yeah. Sam Darnold, 266 yards, 1 touchdown, no turnovers. Kenneth Walker looking good, combined for 110 yards. To me, he's a big key to their success. If Kenneth
He
Walker's playing at his best,
he
the
is, but
Seahawks,
he's every other week. He does a less
yeah.
than 50-yard week, well over 100. Less than 50 yards, well over 100. And I don't know why they're not consistent with him.
Well, they like to split it up too much, in my opinion. They like to give Zach Charbonnet a lot of touches, and in my opinion, Kenneth Walker's the better player. I would just keep giving
Yeah.
it to him.
He is the best running back they've had there since Marshawn Lynch, and I would like to see them feed him more and give him more opportunities to build up those numbers. But that Charbonnet
Yeah.
touchdown was a beautiful play late in the game.
Yep.
It looked obvious that they were going to go to Walker, so tossing it to Charbonnet instead was great. Great play
Yeah.
calling.
100%. I like the Seahawks tight end AJ Barner. He had 3 catches for 32 yards and a touchdown. He gives me a little bit of Jimmy Graham vibes, a big body, athletic tight end. I like what he's got.
As a Packers fan, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult.
Well, you got to think Saints Jimmy
I
Graham,
was like,
not
there were a few
Packers.
different editions of Jimmy Graham. We're like Jimmy Graham 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Like, his
Yeah.
Seattle Green Bay stint was a little questionable. I don't know about. I didn't know what you meant when you said that. I was like, are you being mean?
No, he wasn't. Jimmy Graham wasn't great in Chicago either. He
Yeah,
was really only good with the Saints.
yeah, yeah. He liked Drew Brees and being there, and then after that, like people just kept trying to make it work, and it just didn't.
Yeah. Kyler Murray, the 2 interceptions were big in this loss. They with James Conner out for the season, they don't have much of a rushing game. Trey Benson leads the team with 8 carries for 35 yards. Maybe the Cardinals need to consider going after a running back because that's a big loss.
Yeah, I just don't know who would be available that would be able to fill James Conner's shoes. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a big ask.
Yeah, you'd have to trade for a starter pretty much. Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison do a majority of the work receiving. Um, so for the Seahawks, that's a massive win on the road. They get to 3-1, and they're just a half a game out of first place in that division. And if the Niners lose this weekend, they could be tied. So we'll see.
I am not scared of that division in the postseason. I
Yeah.
think they're a one round and done if they all keep playing the way they're playing. Like their records aren't bad, but uh, just as a whole, that division doesn't seem like they've sorted out their lineups this year yet.
Well, I would say if the 49ers can ever get healthy and stay healthy, they can be a
They can't.
threat.
When
They
was the last
can,
time that
but
team survived a season healthy with
well,
like their big names?
and they did lose Bosa for the season. They have some guys that might come back later, so
Yeah.
maybe they're healthier later. But yeah, it's
But
always an
what's their
issue
record
there.
going to be when they get back?
Hey, they're 3-0 right now. They've had a lot of injuries,
Yeah,
and
they're
then
going
the
to catch up with them
Rams.
though.
Yeah, the Rams can make some noise. The Rams could go to a conference championship.
They're good. I'm waiting for a little more stability from them, but
Yeah.
we'll see what happens this week with them. I've got faith in them this week. Let's talk about the first game we're having in Ireland. That's exciting. Did you see that the Steelers are having their last names for practice? They translated them into Gaelic on their jerseys for practice in
No, I
Dublin.
didn't see that. That's pretty cool.
It's super cool.
The owner is like used to work in Ireland. He was like the ambassador or whatever.
I love it.
So
I think it's so cool.
yeah. My question is, are you gonna get up at 6:30 and watch this game?
No. Nope.
I will be up. I'm excited for this one.
But it's
The
9:30 for
Vikings,
you. No one's impressed by you being out of bed at 9:30, Alex.
hey, that's just as early for me. That's super early.
9:30
Um,
is my Saturday wake up time. I get to sleep in Saturdays. The husband takes the kids. That is my morning to sleep in. So absolutely not. I will catch up on the
um,
play by play. You can just message me everything. My phone will be on silent. I will catch up.
no, you have to turn it. I want you to hear all those dings going off while you're trying to
No.
say it.
Nope.
Um,
I need my beauty sleep. Absolutely not.
my
But
question here in this game is Carson Wentz. I didn't have much faith in him against the Bengals, but we know that's a terrible Bengals defense.
mhm.
This Steelers defense is much better, and I feel like there's no way in hell Carson Wentz is gonna have a great game against the Steelers defense. I am fully on board with the Steelers here. I don't think they're gonna blow them out. It's probably gonna be hard fought, but I just can't pick against the Steelers in Ireland.
Statistically, the Pittsburgh defense is better than the Bengals, but they have the highest amount of plays of at least 20 passing yards and 12 rushing yards of any defense that they've allowed.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
depending on which stats you look, but some of them, they're the worst team defensively. As far as
Well,
big explosive plays, they haven't been
yeah,
able to stop those. Granted, I don't really think Minnesota is as much of a threat with the big explosive plays as some of their other matchups. I don't like their running backs as much as I like the ones on the Jets. I think that's a better matchup there, but I
yeah.
don't know. And you look at this Vikings team with Jordan Addison, who's coming back. Um,
Not
that's
this game though. I think he's coming back next week.
oh, or
Or
I
is
thought
it was he was suspended? Oh yeah, he was
it was a
suspended for
3 game
3 games,
suspension.
right?
He's coming
Okay.
back this week, but that's another explosive deep threat that they have to look out for. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how this one goes. I think it could go either way, but Pittsburgh on their secondary safety, Deshaun Elliott and Joey Porter Jr. could also both be back. So that secondary's got some extra help. So I'm gonna go with the Steelers on this one as well. Um,
Yeah.
But it's just interesting because the Vikings were kind of the front runner in the conversation to sign Aaron Rodgers. There was
Yeah.
a whole thing here, so it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of like question plays out on the field, or if there was any players who are like bummed Aaron Rodgers didn't go there. I'm curious to see
Mhm.
if there's going to be any jersey swaps after the game.
Yeah, and I think Rodgers is gonna he knows that. He's thinking about that, and I think he's gonna play really well, much like he did against the Jets in week
Hmm.
one, and with the Steelers defense, I agree with you. They give up some big plays. They don't always play their best, but they seem to make a big play at the end of the game or when it matters most. They'll have a big takeaway or they'll do
Hmm.
something to win the game. So yeah, I got the Steelers here getting to 3-1. I
Do
just
you do you trust the Steelers ground game? Because if you look at the Vikings have allowed the third fewest passing yards per game.
mhm.
And the Steelers are ranked 24th in passing yards. So already they're so low on the passing. Like they're going to have to use the ground game in this one against that defense that's good at the pass, which is already questionable. Do we like their running game versus this defense? I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of their running game, but I think they'll find. I don't think this is going to be a high scoring game at all. A
Mm-mm.
lot like the Steelers win last week. I could see this being like 17-10 or 20-13. An ugly win. Um, but yeah, the Steelers are they're too one sided offensively, for my opinion. They lose Najee Harris. Caleb Johnson, the rookie, was supposed to step in, and he really hasn't. So it's all Jalen Warren.
Yeah. I
So
This game is set up to be very messy for me. Andrew Van Ginkel loves jumping horizontal passes. Aaron Rodgers, that offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, they love them a screen pass.
yeah,
Huge opportunity for some picks in this game for that Vikings defense. I think it's going to be a mess, and I think it's going to be one that I'm might be a little bummed that I missed the first half of, but I like my sleep more.
well, and I think Andrew Van Ginkel's out too.
Mhm. Is he?
So I think so.
Okay. I must have missed that.
Yeah, he's out.
Okay.
So that's a big loss.
Well, this is what I get for making my notes a couple days ago.
It's all good. And it was weird because he came back last week and he
Yeah.
looked fine,
Last I
but
saw
now he's
he
back
he
out
was
again.
practicing and ready to go, but
Yeah.
must have flared something up. My apologies with that one. Never mind. Picking the Steelers, well, but with slightly more confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be ugly, but a win's a win. So just find a way. Pittsburgh gets a 3-1. Um, let's go to the Commanders at the Falcons. Washington coming off a 41 point performance against the Raiders, which I didn't see coming with Marcus Mariota starting. He's going to be starting this game again. And I just think the way the Falcons looked against Carolina, they're going to be pissed off and ready to go here. They're facing their former quarterback in Mariota, and that didn't end very well. I expect the Falcons to be fired up and ready to go, and I think they're going to play well enough to get the win at home.
I'm just worried they're gonna feel the pressure too much and they're gonna be too in their heads about how they have to win. Like this is a must win for them. Obviously they need I don't know if it's a must win, but it's a must remain competitive in this game. Like they have to look good in this game
Yeah.
or it's gonna be a
Yeah,
problem.
you can't look like they did last week. That was
No.
unacceptable last week.
And then this
But
Commanders offense is missing multiple starters. Up
yeah, that's big.
there's up to five who are questionable.
Yeah.
So that Washington defense really needs to step up here. And Bijan Robinson needs to be their focus. As far as passing game, I'm not really concerned about them stopping that, but that running game is pretty solid. So if the Commanders can handle him, I mean he's amazing. Even their coach said they see no weaknesses with
Yeah.
like that's fair. Um,
Well, and if there's going to be pressure, it's going to be on Michael Penix, and he needs to prove everyone that last week was a fluke. Like last week was just a bad game because there's a lot of people asking about Kirk Cousins after that performance. And if he doesn't bounce back and lead them to a win and look a lot better here, it's only going to get louder. So
yeah.
they need him to play well. So I'm going Falcons at home. What about you?
I think I'm going to take the Commanders here.
Okay.
I really like that defensive front for them. They're third in run stop win rate. So I have high hopes for them against Bijan, but it could be the week that we see Drake London finally get going. So I might
Yeah.
regret that one. I feel like this one could go either way, but again, with the Falcons, I don't know who this team is. They have
Yeah.
they've stayed competitive against the Bucks, who are a great team. They've gotten their ass kicked by the Panthers, who are not a great team. I have no idea who they are. I don't know if they know who they are. So they could put up 58 points. They could put up 3 points. I have no idea. But I'm gonna roll with the Commanders because I like that defense a little bit better.
So my mentality on these backup quarterbacks is they can come in for one game and look better than you expect and like do enough to get a win. But to do it 2 weeks in a row, I just don't
Oh, I mean,
trust it.
Jake Browning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
perfect example
And
of that.
did you see Terry McLaurin's not playing in this game?
Yeah.
That's what changed it for me. That's a big loss right there. So that's why I'm going Atlanta. And
Yeah.
and plus they're pissed off.
Yeah, they didn't seem that pissed off. Raheem Morris was like, "Oh, I'm not too worried. Due to human nature, like we're a little more urgent." Like what?
They
Oh,
better be a
he
lot
seemed
more
a little
urgent.
too relaxed about it in interviews. I was like, I feel like you should be
Yeah.
pissed. But all right.
I have a feeling you're all in on the New Orleans Saints going into Buffalo, looking for their first win, and here come the big bad Buffalo Bills.
Oh God, I cannot stand the Saints this season.
They're
This
so
game is going to
bad.
be so bad. And you have
Yeah,
Kellen Moore, who should have concerns, and he comes on. He's like,
yeah.
"Oh no, I'm confident in Spencer Rattler. Like, oh, that loss against the Seahawks, that's fine. We're doing great. Like, what? How are you confident? You're 0-3. What the fuck are you confident about? Confident about?
He's confident in getting that number one overall pick. That's what he's
I
confident
mean,
in.
Rattler is 0-9 as a starter. If you go back
Yeah.
to last season, like, oh, he's headed in the right direction. Out with his bags? What direction do you want him to head in?
And yeah, at some point they need to put in the rookie Tyler Shuck. He can't be much worse.
Yeah, I am bummed that Buffalo is down Ed Oliver and Matt Milano. I think they're a huge, huge addition to that team. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, This is the largest point spread of the season for a reason, even missing all of the starters who are out of this. But I'm with Josh Allen on this, where like we're just gonna treat it like any other matchup. Like we don't care about the point spread. We expect the Saints to have their ears pinned back. They want to win as badly as anyone else in the league right now. So I don't think they're coming into this thinking that the Saints are gonna just let them run away with it. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, and this is the first game the Saints are going to have their full offensive line healthy. So I think this will be more competitive than what the Saints were last week, but I still got the Bills by double digits easily. Like maybe the Bills like look past the Saints, don't take them as seriously. They're still going to win by 10 plus. So,
and the Bills are 8 straight games without a turnover, if you count the playoffs.
wow.
Is tied with the Chiefs last year for the longest streak with no turnovers since 1933. So
That's impressive because that used to be a little bit of an issue for Josh Allen, and he's cleaned that up pretty nicely.
yeah, and there was a pass or two last week that I was like, oh my, no, okay. He was
Yeah.
close a couple times. I think there should have been a pick last week, but
He's not afraid to take some risks with that ball.
no, I don't think he gives a shit about that record. I think he's just gonna
Yeah,
do what needs to be done, and if it needs to be a little bit of a ballsy throw, like he threw into triple
yeah.
coverage, and I legitimately like, oh God, yeah.
um, let's go 1-2 Browns at the 2-1 Lions. Both teams coming off impressive wins in week 3. Can the Browns do it again? Can they go back to back wins against the NFC North? But the Lions offense is red hot coming in right now. They scored 52 and 38 in back to back weeks.
90
But here
points
comes
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but here comes arguably the best defense in the NFL. So it's a good
Yeah.
test both
So
ways.
technically it's arguably the best defense, but like if you look at it, so they've allowed the fewest yards and they beat Green Bay. Green Bay has allowed the fewest points, but they lost to the Browns. So
Yeah,
I think it has to be the Browns. Like I don't give a shit about how many points Green Bay has allowed if they were beat by the best defense. Like
yeah,
I I don't think it's
yeah,
arguably, I think the Browns absolutely have the best defense. Like
yeah.
I
They do, and
because you
we'll
can't
see
beat
how
the other
they.
team and then be like, oh, it's still between us and them. Like if you beat us, then no, that we're gonna take second place.
Yeah, and we'll see how that looks at the end of the year. It's hard to say at week 4 who's
Yeah.
definitively the best, but it's a great test because the Lions offense comes in red hot, and I
Hmm.
love the storyline of Jim Schwartz going against his former
Yeah.
team.
I mean, the
Yeah,
Lions are second in scoring, first in EPA per play this season. Cleveland's definitely going to be tested here. I think it's going to be a bit of an ass kicking for them. I don't think Detroit is going to slow down very much in this one. And that was their first win ever at Baltimore for Detroit as
yeah.
a organization. So
Yeah.
I don't think that they're gonna tr stumble into a trap game after watching Green Bay last week. I think maybe if the Browns had played someone outside of the division who hadn't already beat them this season, they would have kind of shrugged off the Browns win last week. But I think they were very much keeping an eye on how the Browns played versus the Packers, who are the Lions' only loss this season.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and go on a hot take here. I'm going to say that the Lions took advantage of a bad Bears defense and a bad Ravens defense, a Ravens defense that did not show up whatsoever. The Lions are not the greatest show on turf. This isn't the 2000 or the 99 Rams. This team's going to come back down to earth against Cleveland. I'm going to say they don't score more than 24 points in this game. And the Browns score like 16, keep it a one-score game, but the Lions get the win.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's going to be a huge scoring one. I don't think the Lions are putting up 40 here again.
Yeah,
Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, their yardage is probably going to be a lot shorter. If you look at that defense for Cleveland, they're first in yards allowed per rush and run stop win rate. Like this is going to
yeah.
be a rough game. And Green Bay's defense, well, it's in the conversation for the best defense in the league, although it's definitely second. They weren't
Mm,
really rolling in week one. So I don't
yeah,
think Detroit has been challenged like this at all this season. And actually,
yeah.
on a couple stats, the Ravens have the worst defense in the league, like
Oh
32nd.
man,
So, and
we'll talk
I'll
more
talk
about
about that
them
a little bit more
coming up.
when we get to that game.
Yeah,
But they played one of the worst defenses in the league last week and put up 52. Like this is definitely going to be a bigger challenge. I think Detroit takes it, but I think this will be a great test for that offense and using their different methods and I mean, get the tight end a little bit more involved if the wide receivers can't get open. Maybe bring in your running back number three because the first two are definitely going to have some targets on them from that defense.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm not ready. The media is going crazy with, oh, look, we told you that you can lose Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, and the Lions are going to be just fine. I think that's a little bit of an overreaction, and you're going to see in this game, I think, the Lions offense come back down to earth a bit. But I have no faith in the Browns offense outside of like Quinshot Judkins and Harold
Mhm.
Fannin Jr. So,
Yeah, unfortunately, they're very mismatched, and I know defense wins championships, but you have to have some big explosive plays to balance that out.
yeah.
A cool stat to keep an eye on this week, Amon-Ra St. Brown has 450 receptions in 69 games since he came into the league. It's the most in the
Wow.
NFL over that time. But since the merger in 1970, only two players have more in their first 70 games. Michael Thomas at 510, but Justin Jefferson with 451. So as long as he gets more than one reception in this game, he will be second overall since the merger for the most receptions in his first 70 games.
He's it's he's a lion and he talks a lot of shit and it would be easy to hate him,
Yeah.
but I am a big fan of Amon Ra. Like you can't hate him. He's just a baller.
I don't like a lot of Detroit fans because they're mouthy and I'm a Packers fan and I've butted heads with them since I was a kid. But I really like most of the offensive players on this team. The defensive players and I can throw some hands. They got a lot of attitude, giving me Ndamukong
Yeah.
Suh vibes, swinging helmets around. No. But these offensive players, they have drafted so well. They have so much talent on offense. And
Yeah.
I will root for them as long as it's not against my team. But Amon-Ra is an amazing player. I'm
Yeah.
still kind of bummed Green Bay got the wrong St. Brown brother, but
Yeah, and the Bears got him too. And then I had
yeah, they
uh
passed him
Bears
around too.
Bears management saying Equinemius was the better St. Brown. I'm like, get the hell out of here. That was like 5 years ago, and I was like, what are you talking about? Let's go 1-2 Panthers at the 1-2 Patriots. Carolina coming off a shutout win, 30-0 over Atlanta. The Patriots had 5 turnovers against the Steelers. How are you seeing this game in Foxborough? Can the Panthers do it 2 weeks in a row, or how are you seeing this one?
I think the Panthers just like played a team that forgot they were supposed to be playing a game that day. I
Yeah.
never saw the Falcons try in that game, so I am not. I think that was less on Carolina playing well and more on the Falcons just forgetting to play. Um, I'm rolling with the Patriots here because at least we've seen a little like the Panthers' only win was against a team that didn't put any effort in. Like I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
I would pick the Patriots here. Um, I just Bryce Young is so bad. I statistically, if you look at his
So
stats, like he is tied for the worst three quarterbacks in their first two seasons.
he's so inconsistent, and it's a lack of size, right? He's a smaller quarterback. Um, I don't see a lot to like there. He reminds me of a less athletic Kyler Murray.
Wait,
He's
actually,
got his moment.
I said that wrong. I need to correct myself really quick. So he is tied for second worst record by a quarterback through his first 15 starts, road starts. So he is 1 and
Okay.
14 in his first 15 career road starts. So second worst, but he's tied with two no names and Blake Bortles for second worst. Not the worst on the road, but second worst. My apologies. I just wanted to make sure I got that right. I looked up the stats, but like
Yeah.
statistically, he is just so bad.
Yeah, and I think at New England with Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels, it's a coaching mismatch. All
Yeah.
signs point to New England. It's not going to be pretty. I don't think they're going to blow them out, but I think they'll do just enough. And if you look at the Panthers' injury report, it's not great. Xavier Legette is out. Jatavian Sanders is out. Two of their defensive linemen are out. The Patriots might be getting Christian Gonzalez back. It's just the all the signs are pointing to New England here.
What's crazy though is the Panthers have one of the best special team setup. You look at that kicker's. like their kickoff coverage, the knuckleball kicks from Ryan Fitzgerald, like he is a great at those kickoffs. So if you've
Yeah.
watched the opposing returners try to return those kicks, they're trying to figure out where the ball's coming from. They don't know where it's going to land. It bounces weird. So it's been interesting. And they were saying, Vrabel said, it's impressive. He kicks a good kick, a dirty kick. He's had returners looking confused this season. So
Yeah.
I think that their returners are going to have a fun time adjusting to that. But they spent 2 hours going over game tape with Travion Henderson and Antonio Gibson. But I think they're talented enough to make adjustments for it. But I'm intrigued to see how that plays out through the season because he kicks differently than any other kickers.
Yeah, and it's a new kickoff, right? So if
Yeah.
you can find anything to your advantage,
Mhm.
use it. So yeah. So
But I
we
say
agree on that.
let Drake May go deep here. Give him a shot. Let him air it out. See what happens. He's got an
Yeah.
arm. It's not the most accurate arm, but let him fling it deep.
Yeah. So we're both going Patriots at
Yeah,
home.
I have to.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to find some things we're going to disagree on, but that's coming up.
Yeah, we have
We've
one
only
so
disagreed
far.
on one game, right?
Yeah, and we're both kind of on the fence about it, so we'll see how that plays out.
Which game do we disagree on?
I picked the Commanders.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go 3-0 Chargers at the 0-3 Giants, and it's the rookie debut, first career start for Jackson Dart. The Giants bench Russell Wilson. In comes the rookie, and he's going up against a very good Chargers team. Justin Herbert playing at an MVP level.
Mhm.
Uh, Not a great, first game for Jackson Dart, but I think he will provide a spark to this offense, and it's going to be fun to watch Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, and Malik Neighbors, these young guys, grow together. I think it's going to be a fun offense.
The vibes have got to be so fun there. You got
Yeah.
Cam, who people joke about like being a crayon eating running back. Like that, he'll run through a brick wall. Like
Yeah.
he's crazy. I love him. He's so fun to watch. I the vibes have got to be great there. But I mean, their starting kicker is out. Graham Gano's out for the
Yeah.
week. They've got Young Ho Koo playing. Their running back Tyrone Casey is out. Like it's a rough week for your first start. I don't think anyone's expecting a statistical win, maybe, a morale win. Like maybe they'll
Yeah.
have
Good
fun.
vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the vibes will be good. Like
Yeah.
anything is an improvement from Russell Wilson's vibes, if you ask me. The team just doesn't seem to rally around him. Like I have
No,
not seen chemistry with him and anyone on that team.
he hasn't gotten a locker room to rally around him since Seattle.
Yeah.
Like, he just hasn't. And
And Seattle, I think Pete Carroll forced it. Like he's
yeah.
I've talked to him in person before. I've seen his weird Subway commercial outtakes. Like he's just a very unique fellow, and
Yeah.
I think he's very much an acquired taste. And I
Yeah,
feel like
kind
it's
of
easier to acquire that taste when your team is Super Bowl bound.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of a corny sense, like, just a weird
Yeah.
personality.
Yeah, he's an oddball, and that works when you're playing well.
Yes, when you're winning championships, when
Yeah.
you get the Legion of Boom and Marshawn Lynch, no one's
Yeah.
gonna care. But um, I just think the Giants fans are gonna be excited to see Jackson Dart out there. It's gonna be good vibes. But the Chargers get the win. It might not be by a lot. It might be a one-score game, but just get the win, get to 4-0, and keep the train rolling in LA.
Yeah, and I love that the Chargers linebacker Henley was saying that they're taking the matchup as a challenge. This is a guy who's going out there to try to prove something. We also have to prove how tough of a defense we are to face. Like we're known for our offensive plays, but I mean he's going to get our best, and I'm sure we're going to get his. So I love the positivity and the focus going into this one. Um,
Yeah.
but this Chargers defense has been okay so far. They're ninth lowest allowed passing yards per game so far this season, so I expect that to keep going. But the vibes are with the Giants here, but I gotta take the Chargers.
Yeah, me too. I'm going Chargers. The Giants will be fun, but I don't think they'll do enough to get the win. Um, let's go to this game. Potential NFC Championship, uh, you know, preview here.
Yeah.
The 3-0 Eagles at the 3-0 Bucks. Baker Mayfield out to an incredibly hot start with three game-winning drives. this season. He's been unbelievable. He's an MVP candidate. The Eagles coming off a 19-point comeback win to stay undefeated. That everyone saw that game-winning blocked field goal, returned for a touchdown. This game is going to be awesome, and I'm going to let you tell me how you're seeing this game. As a big Baker Mayfield fan, I know you're
Make and
emotionally
bake,
invested
baby.
in this one. Yeah,
I am. I just being down Mike Evans is a really tough break. And I know Chris Godwin is expected to be back, but I mean there's got to be some rust on there. I
yeah,
love Emeka Ibuka. I know you've been obsessed with him forever, but I I don't know. The refs and the tush pushing and Todd Bowles is a fan of the tush push. He likes it. He says, as coaches, we need to figure out how to defend that. Like it's a unique play, but we need to figure it out. Like it's just creativity. It's there's nothing illegal happening. When people are lining up offsides and nothing gets called, I think, that's debatable. But I I don't I think the Heat might bite Philadelphia in the butt a little bit. I think I'm going to still pick them to win here because I think overall, talent-wise, individual talent on the team, they're a more talented team. But they flew out a day early to try to get acclimated to the weather. I don't know if
yeah.
one
That's a
extra
factor.
day in 90 plus degrees with 70% humidity is going to help you acclimate. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I had shitty, humid, hot summers every year of my life, and I never acclimated. Oh,
No.
no, bud. It takes
Um,
a lot more than 24 hours, but I think it should be a good game. I'm hopeful that I'm wrong and the Bucks will pull off a win, but I mean, we've had some beautiful historic Baker Mayfield matchups against these Eagles.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you go back to that playoff win against the Eagles by the Bucks and Baker Mayfield, but the key factor is that was a Matt Patricia defense.
Hmm.
Vic Fangio has completely changed that defense. Um, so and then no Mike Evans is huge. Like
Yeah,
that's the
it's
big
not.
thing. So I gotta go Eagles. I feel like they unlocked a little bit of their offense in the second half of that Rams game as well.
Yeah,
So
they
I
were
think they're gonna be
challenged.
ready to
They were
go.
challenged
Yeah,
there and had to make some
yeah,
adjustments, and they actually did, and it worked out well. Um, I think for that reason, I feel like they've gotten better and more healthy, and the Bucks have kind of gotten slightly less healthy, and not that they've gotten worse, but I don't think the Eagles are a team you can take this matchup to the last minute and 6 seconds and have a 3-point comeback win. I just don't
yeah,
think it's gonna go that way.
yeah. I agree. So we agree on. Are you taking the Eagles?
Yeah.
All right, I'm
And
taking
if
the
I'm
Eagles as
wrong,
well.
I will definitely not be cheering for the Eagles, but I'm
But
content being wrong. I will take a wrong pick if it means a Baker Mayfield comeback win.
I mean, it's very tempting to take the Bucks here, but I gotta
I would
go
feel so
Eagles.
dumb if you picked the Bucks and the Bucks won and I didn't stand by my man.
Should I do it? I'm gonna go.
Take Baker Mayfield cha-cha-chaing all over the field with his fancy footwork.
I think I gotta go Eagles.
Yeah.
And so we'll see if the Bucks can prove us wrong. They've proved a lot of people wrong so far this year.
If I
And
was last season Alex making picks off emotion, I would totally take the Bucks here, but I don't do that, which is why I won by 29 games. So,
no, you won by 29 games because of witchcraft, not anything else.
okay.
um, 0-3 Titans at the 0-3 Texans. I know you can't wait. You're gonna be watching every minute of this game. Titans coming off a 21-point loss to the Colts in Nashville. Cam Ward with a pick six to start that game. The Texans coming off a tough loss in Jacksonville. And then something to pay attention to, Titans corner L'Jarius Sneed, your boy, was asked about Texans wide receiver Nico Collins, and he said, who? And then Nico responded by saying, he knows who I am. What do you think of the trash talk between these guys?
That's the most mediocre, weak trash talk I've ever. I miss Richard Sherman's trash talking. Richard Sherman pissed me off as a Packers
Yeah.
fan. I miss that. Like, oh, he knows who I am. Like, that's so boring. I want some spice. That is so mediocre. Like, oh, that's like being like your mom as a comeback. Like, no,
Yeah,
that's just basic and
yeah.
boring. I am not impressed. I'm disappointed in both of them. I would like to school them on how to talk shit because Richard Sherman needs to put on a class if that's the shit talking in
And you're
2025.
the
I
queen of
am,
shit talking, so you would be the best coach
God,
for
it
that
is
for
bad. R Richard and I can put a class on together. We've got it.
sure.
But yeah, very disappointed in the trash talking. It was like gentle litter trash. Like it was compostable litter is what it was. I'm not even gonna call it
Yeah.
trash. It was bad. What's interesting in this one, if you look at the Texans' record, their defense is actually playing really well. They're fifth best in the league, only allowing 17 points per game. Also, their pass rush has generated 9 sacks, which is fourth best in the league. If only they had an offense.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like that sucks. Like the defense is like, oh, hell of a game. Cool, we lost.
uh, welcome to being a Bears fan for 30 years.
Yeah,
Um,
valid.
this game is a tough one to pick, but the Texans are at home. The Texans are the better team. They're more talented. I gotta go Texans at home. They should have won a game or two by now, and I think the writing's on the wall. It's time to get their first win.
Yeah, and the Texans have yet to score 20 points this season. The last time they scored less than 20 points in each of their first 4 games of the season was their debut season in 2002. So
Wow.
hopefully they're not as bad as the year they started. So I would like 21 points
Well,
for the Texans in this one and
well,
to win.
can you name me the quarterback of that Texans team back when they debuted?
Oh God.
His, his younger brother just retired.
Jesus.
David Carr.
I was gonna say, wait, no, I was close. Damn it, I was summoning it. Damn, you should have given me like 30
The
seconds.
timer
Yeah, he was the
the
first
timer
overall
already
pick.
went off.
He was the
Yeah,
first
yep,
overall pick that year. Yeah.
yeah,
I like that when
yep,
you're a new team, they're like, here's the first pick because you're a baby.
yeah. Good luck. And he was the one that got sacked the most of
Mhm.
anybody in a season.
He went
Um,
Fresno State, right?
yep.
Yeah.
Fresno State, both of them brothers.
So you just gotta give me a minute to summon that stuff, okay? I tried to forget David Carr existed, all right? You gotta give me a minute. I had blocked him out.
We got a quick timer on this show. The timer was only 10 seconds on that
Sorry,
one.
my bad, guys. I'm sick still. I've got a sinus infection. It takes me a second to summon that stuff up.
So yeah, Texans, are you going Texans?
Yeah, I have to. I do like Calvin Ridley breaking out in this game. He's
Yeah.
he's been really bad this season. So I'm hoping, well, not like bad, but like let below expectations in every matchup. I'm hoping he has a bit of a breakout game. Um, it's time to get him rolling. They have a lot of
Yeah.
individual talent on the Titans team, and I would like to see some of the younger stars kind of get the ball rolling. So this is one of these days he's going to have a breakout game this season. So maybe it's this one. I just
Yeah.
I don't want to see him getting too in his head because I know he's got a lot of talent, and it just sucks when he's being bogged down by the team not being able to pull off a win.
Well, that's what sucks. When you're a number one overall pick, you're often going to bad teams,
Yeah.
and it's going to take a while. So, we agree on that one as well. So we're going to have to start disagreeing here very shortly, and I have a feeling that's coming up here soon.
I don't
So let's
know.
talk about the 3-0 Colts at the 2-1 Rams. How are you seeing this one? The Colts have looked unstoppable. I think they punted like once through 3 games.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is playing at an MVP level. Jonathan Taylor leading the league in rushing. But the Rams are going to be pissed off after blowing that lead to Philly. This is a tough matchup. This is the toughest game the Colts have played so far, and
Absolutely.
this is the prove it game for Indy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Rams defense, they've only allowed one rushing touchdown through 3 weeks. They're
Yeah,
averaging 3.9 yards allowed per rush. So I think that the Colts' strengths in this one are going to be severely tested by that defense. The Colts have a great balance offensively this season. Their run game has been doing great with Taylor finding good lanes. Um, but I don't think we've really seen them challenged against a defensive front that's this good. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's at 338 yards. He's leading the league in rushing. I think that number is going to take a hit this week.
Yeah. I think the Rams are going to be motivated. I think they're ready to go, and I just don't think the Colts have played anybody like this. This
Mhm.
is a true contender in the NFC,
Yeah.
and I
I mean,
think the
Daniel Jones has only been sacked twice this whole season. The Rams are
yeah.
tied for first with the Broncos with 12 sacks. I don't think Daniel Jones is going to be vertical for this whole game. And I think he's gotten comfortable with a lot of time and a lot of freedom to throw the ball. And I just don't think it's going to look like that this week.
No, and I'm waiting for the Colts to come back down to earth, which I think they will. I think this is a team that can win 10 or 11 games, but they're not going to be a 13, 14 win team. Daniel Jones isn't going to win MVP. They're a hot start, but it's going to come back down a little bit, come back down to earth, and I think this is the game that starts it.
Yeah,
So,
and it's been fun. We're not hating on Daniel Jones here. I do not hate him in Indianapolis. I think it's a great fit for him. I think he does well with the
good
coaching
fit,
staff.
yeah.
Um, it's just amazing how differently quarterbacks play and how they unlock kind of their powers when they're with a team that believes in them. Like Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay, Indiana Jones here. Like it makes so much more sense when they find the right fit and you can actually see. Like I didn't know he was mobile. I didn't know he could run. We've seen him some beautiful runs and slides
Yeah.
from Daniel Jones this season. But I think this defense is going to be the most challenging for them. But I do like this Indianapolis defense. I mean, they've got 10 interceptions on play action throws under Shane Steichen, and we know Matt Stafford loves him a play action. So it'll be interesting to see if they
Yeah.
can pull one off there.
Yeah, that Lou Anarumo defense getting it done, and I think yeah, I just my thing on Indy, I'm not a believer in Shane Steichen. I think that's what's going to hold them back at some point this year.
Yeah.
The hot start, but I think Rams bring them back down to earth. So I think we agree on this one. And Kenny Moore, one of probably their best corner, is out for this game, so that's going to be a
Mhm.
factor as well.
Yeah, I
So
think
we
they're going to be
agree.
very run heavy, and I think they're going to be a bunch of short runs. I think it's going to be 2 yards, 3 yards, and they're just not going to be able to make it to the red zone.
Yeah, 100%. I'll let you. Let's talk Jags 49ers.
Oof.
What do you
I
think?
mean, ah, I mean, Jacksonville's coming off that huge win over the Texans. That had to be a great like morale boost. San Francisco clutch game, come back in that one. Like that was a great win there. But Nick Bosa out for the season with a torn ACL. Um, that really sucks. I know they're getting their quarterback back starting in week 4, but does Brock Purdy make it through the whole game? I mean,
We'll see.
he's
If he doesn't, there's no Mac Jones
yeah.
So
This is one of the teams who should be in the conversation about Kirk Cousins. I know looking at the numbers, the Bengals cannot afford him. I don't know if the 49ers can, but he should be going somewhere who needs a quarterback right now. Um, my
yeah.
my focus for the Jags this week is the drops coming into the league or coming into this week have been so bad. They dropped 6 passes last week. Three by Brian
Dude.
Thomas Jr., who is generally an amazing receiver. So the coach was telling the pass catchers this week, attack the ball, go after the ball, catch it out in front of your bodies, don't let it cross your eyes. But like these are all things they should be doing automatically. Like you shouldn't have to tell the receivers like don't let it cross your eyes. Like that's I mean, we're in the NFL. You're a professional football player. You should know how to catch a fucking football. And like I like that he was like, "Oh, back to basics." But like no, it's week 4 in the NFL. They're being paid to do this. There shouldn't be a conversation to be had telling them where to catch the ball in relation to their body at this point in the season, in their careers.
Well, yeah, it's pretty much all based on Brian Thomas Jr. playing like scared, playing like
Yeah.
not willing to take hits, short arming passes is mentally is what it is. And so yeah, they're trying to get him to go back to the basics, but it hasn't been a problem for like De'Ami Brown, I don't think, or Travis Hunter. It's pretty much it's Brian Thomas Jr. who they're talking about, and he's their best receiver. He's got to get it
Yeah.
going.
He's just got a case of the yips, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just
So
that's a rough conversation to need to have with your like star receiver in week 4 of not even his rookie season. Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
And I mean, San Francisco still looks like they're trying to figure out what to do with the loss of Nick Bosa. I don't think they have an
Yeah.
official plan yet. I mean, that's one of their best, like one of the best defensive players in the NFL. It's not even just like, oh, one of the best players on the team. Like, he's amazing. So I think they're gonna have to increase the blitz rate maybe to balance that out. But
Yeah.
I
Get
don't know.
rookie Michael Williams, get him going. He was drafted high for a reason, so hopefully he can fill in for Bosa.
And
Um,
I will say Trevor Lawrence, when he's blitzed, he's thrown 13 picks since 2021 under a blitz
yeah,
play. So it might be the route to go here. And Christian McCaffrey just needs to get going in this one. Um,
yeah,
50 rushing yards, 50 receiving yards each game so far this season. I mean, those are fine numbers, but if you're Christian McCaffrey, 100 is should be standard for him at this point.
yeah. Um, yeah, get McCaffrey going. He needs to stay healthy is his big thing. The
Yeah.
49ers is a team. Jawan Jennings might play. He's questionable. Ricky Pearsall, I believe, is questionable. I think they're expecting him to play, but it's a tough one. Who are you going here in San Francisco?
Um, I feel like I picked the 49ers, but I don't even remember at this point. I'm definitely rolling with the 49ers, but I don't know what they did to keep Christian McCaffrey on the field, but it's a little suspicious that everyone else on the team is injured. I mean, this Jags defense allows the third most receptions uh, to wide receivers. I think they have a talented enough receiver core that they can do something with that. But also, depending on what kind of
And
day Trevor Lawrence is having, it could go the other way.
yeah, and to their credit, the Jags defense is playing better and better.
Yeah.
They're improving.
I like that
So
they're learning from each game. You can see them address an issue that they have one week, bring it into the next week. So it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. But yeah, I'm gonna take the 49ers here. But it's one of those toss-up ones. I feel like depending on which variation of these teams shows up and how healthy the players who have come back for this game are for the 49ers, it could go the other way.
yeah. I gotta go 49ers. So we agree again on that one. Let's go to this one. This is a big time matchup. The 1-2 Ravens at the 1-2 Chiefs. Neither of these teams want to fall to 1-3. The Ravens coming off a really bad loss against Detroit at home, giving up 38 points. Just poor show defensively. The Chiefs coming off their first win, but it wasn't a pretty performance. It didn't look great, and it was against a bad Giants team. Um, the Ravens are favored in Arrowhead. Second time this season, the Chiefs have been home underdogs. How are you seeing this game? Do you think the Chiefs getting a win last week is going to get them rolling finally? Or do the Ravens bounce back? Well, the Ravens are definitely probably the most talented team here.
Most talented on offense.
Yeah,
They're last in the NFL on defense. Like
yeah.
like that's
Well, and I think they have talent on defense. I just think they're poorly coached.
Yeah, but I mean, so far this season, statistically, they're last. They're 32nd ranked
Yeah,
defense, which is crazy because when your offense is that talented, I feel like the defense doesn't really need like they don't try as hard. Like, oh, we're up
yeah,
20 points, like whatever. So I feel like they haven't felt pressured until last week, and last week caught them off guard and really exposed a lot of issues with that defense. So hopefully
yeah.
they've addressed those. Um, but I've seen people in like commentators and stuff talking about how like, oh, they're facing their most challenging quarterback. What was Detroit then? Because Detroit looks pretty damn good against your defense. Like I Patrick Mahomes hasn't put up anywhere near those numbers this season. So I mean, not to go against your Goff his ass storyline that you're hung up. I know we will see one of those Goff games at least once this season.
Yeah.
but he had an amazing game versus them. So I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to be more challenging than Jared Goff was last week. That Detroit offense ran over them.
No,
Uh,
and that their offense is so much more talented than the Chiefs are at this moment.
yeah. I mean, but historically, the Ravens are 1-5 versus Mahomes, including the playoffs. He's thrown 14 touchdowns and 3 interceptions against this Baltimore defense. Like, historically, he knows what to do against them, but this Chiefs team is just lacking the spice and the energy and the just they just don't seem to have it this year.
Yeah. Well, if they can get a win here, it'll change quickly. You get back
Yeah.
to 500, you're on a two-game winning streak. You beat what a lot of people see as a really good team. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But if you beat them, it's going to open a lot of eyes. They're getting Xavier Worthy back, and the Ravens are still without Patrick Ricard, probably the best fullback in the game, and one of the best defensive tackles in the game, Nnamdi Madubuike, a run stopper. They are getting Kyle Van Noy back, but there's definitely a path where the Chiefs could win this one. This is a tough one to pick.
Yeah. I I think I got to roll with the Ravens because I just haven't seen enough life out of Kansas City yet. The Ravens
Yeah,
like they were trying last week. Like they put up a solid number. They've scored 111 points so far this season, which is the most by a team with a losing record through 3 games in NFL history. If only their
crazy.
defense would exist. Uh,
Yeah.
so hopefully last week was a nice little smack to that defense to wake the hell up. But I it's such a lopsided team. It
Yeah.
the Ravens and the Browns need to mesh together and just go Ravens offense, Browns defense. That would be a completely unstoppable team. Can you
I
imagine? Just throw the Browns defense on this Ravens team.
that'd
Ridiculous.
be
That's a Super Bowl
unstoppable.
win right there.
Yeah. I gotta go Ravens. I can't pick the Chiefs, first of
Yeah.
all.
Well,
That's
also, Detroit won on the ground. The Chiefs don't have a run game. So I think,
yes, yeah, and as bad as the Ravens defense is, I don't see this Chiefs offense putting up 38 points. I don't see how that's possible. I think this Chiefs offense doesn't scare anybody right now. If they put up 24 points, you'll be happy, or 27.
yeah.
Um,
And what's crazy too is I
no,
expect Travis Kelce to need to have a good game here, but I haven't seen very many good
yeah,
plays out of him this season.
no,
Like,
he's got bricks for hands. He's yelling with Andy Reid on the sideline,
well,
slamming
like
his helmet.
their whole offense is struggling. I know we have potentially Worthy coming back, like, but it's this Baltimore team. I know we don't talk a lot of fantasy points, but they're seventh in giving up fantasy points to tight ends. So this should be a good matchup for a tight end here. But I just don't see Travis Kelce catching as well as we're used to him doing. Like generally,
Yeah.
if you, I mean, any other season, you look at Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, it was like a cheat code. It was so annoying. But I don't know. Something seems off this season, so I think I got to roll with the Eagles here because the Chiefs do not have that run game that Detroit did.
Yeah, I just there's something off about the Ravens too. And if their defense doesn't show up against Mahomes and the Chiefs, if they let the Chiefs get going offensively, I think you'll see Zach Orr, their defensive coordinator, fired after this game. I really do. I think the writing's on the wall. I think the star offensive players are pissed at the lack of defense they're seeing, and it's just too talented to be this bad. I'm gonna go Ravens, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Chiefs win this. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Xavier Worthy coming back will help open up the offense a little bit. Get
Do you think Travis
Hollywood
Kelce will
Brown
let him
and
survive the whole game?
yeah, Juju and wait, what did you say?
I said, do you think Travis Kelce will let Xavier Worthy survive the whole game this time?
If he gives him another shoulder, there's gonna be an investigation into
I
that.
know. It's because Taylor Swift said nice things. She was too excited about him in the draft. I just have to take him out.
He was worried. He's like, "Uh oh, I
So
see a threat."
funny. I love that conspiracy theory because there's a video where like she was like, "Yeah, I didn't really know anything about football before Travis and I got together, but like this year I was like, oh my God, we got Xavier Worthy," and there's like a whole soundbite, and then he's like, "Oh hell no!" Like taking him out. So funny. That's my favorite conspiracy theory
Ridiculous.
this season. But let's talk about your
Yeah.
Bears. 1-2 Bears at the 1-2 Raiders should be a pretty even matchup. Chicago's coming off a big win over the Cowboys in Chicago. Caleb Williams looked amazing. That's the Caleb Williams we want to see every week, right? Vegas
Yeah.
off kind of a tough road loss to Mariota and the Commanders. What are you feeling about this one?
I can't pick the Raiders here. The Bears are inconsistent, but maybe they found something against Dallas. The uh, the Raiders the Raiders not showing up against the Commanders is not a good sign. But the Bears are injury hit. They're going to be without their starting right tackle, starting defensive tackle, starting linebacker. We know Jalen Johnson is out. We'll see. I think Kyler Gordon's out again.
Are we talking about the
So
49ers? That's kind of a long list.
yeah, the Bears are very injury hit. Uh, in Vegas, this could go either way.
Mhm.
I think regardless, Caleb Williams has found something, and the offense is going to start putting up more points. My big question is on the defensive side of the ball, and will the Raiders put up points? Will the Raiders get Ashton Genty going? Grady Jarrett's one of our best run stoppers.
Yeah.
Ashton Genty might pop off in this game, so we'll see.
Yeah, and Chicago is 31st rushing and defensively, so it could be an interesting game
Yeah,
for Ashton Genty to have his breakout game. One thing
yeah.
I will say, Caleb Williams is looking very mature.
Hmm.
I saw the interview where Ben Johnson was like trying to like, yeah, Caleb Williams is NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He wasn't having it. Like he was like, no,
Yeah,
I want to talk about the first win of the season. Like I want to look forward. I don't want to talk about that. I don't care about the accolades. Like I want to have an even better performance. I want to go into this next matchup. I want to focus on that. So I mean, good for him for focusing on moving forward and future offensive output versus having
yeah,
one good game. He's looking a lot better. But so far on the road, he has a really rough record, a road record. He's 1-8 on the road in his starts in Chicago. So with
yeah.
the way he's playing, I think this could easily be his second road win of his career.
Yeah, the Raiders are very beatable right now. And there's no reason to think. And it's encouraging to see the Bears getting Colston Loveland and Luther Burden going, the rookies. We'll see if they continue to do that with Roma Dunze and those guys. The running
You
game is always an issue in Chicago right now. So
I think the O-line's looking pretty good this season. If they last week they hadn't allowed no sacks. If they have another game, that will be the first time since '05 they've had two consecutive games with no sacks allowed.
yeah, and I don't see that happening. Our best offensive lineman, Darnell Wright, is out, our right tackle. So
Who are
uh,
they subbing in for him? Do you know?
there's like a few of them that they could go with. Theo Benedet or there's a couple different guys. They're
Okay,
not
but they
that good. Ozzy
yeah,
Trapillo.
I'll say it's not
Um,
an obvious replacement. That sucks.
no, it's a bunch of guys that I'd rather keep on the bench. So
Yeah, fair
um,
enough. But next man up, and luckily it's a pretty soft team that they're playing. Jacoby Myers was pretty weak in week 3. Um,
yeah,
I I think the Bears should have a chance to win this one, but it just depends on which version of the Raiders show up. But I'm gonna roll with your Chicago team here.
you're going Chicago,
Yeah, take the Raiders.
man.
Yeah,
Tough. Huh?
I said take the Raiders. I know
I
you want
I'm
to.
considering it. These injuries are not good. On top of that,
It's
Jalen
not.
Johnson. Let me type in Kyler Gordon real quick to see if he's Kyler Gordon could return in week 4, so that could be something.
I wish they would
Um,
have that set by Friday. Like
yeah,
that's the obvious like game time decision ones that are like sprains. Like just let us know by
yeah.
Friday.
Well, and he hasn't played yet this year either,
Yeah,
so
true.
you know.
Okay,
Um,
are we done with your boring game? Can we talk about my good one?
all right. Give me the Bears. We
Okay.
agree again. Now let's talk about your Packers
Okay, I have
against the
been waiting for this game since Micah Parsons since we were rumored to get Micah Parsons. Like before it was even official. I was like, "Oh, we play them in week 4. Whew, that's my Super Bowl." That is, oof. I was ecstatic. Mind you, Green Bay has never lost at this stadium in Dallas. We are 6-0. That is Lambeau Field South. That is a home game for us. Like
Mhm.
I am so excited. Like Kenny Clark has already talked about who he's swapping his jersey with. Micah Parsons has players who want to swap his jersey. They're not doing any sort of recognition for Micah Parsons. They wouldn't even give the man a refund on his box at the stadium. Like
Yeah. There's going to be some animosity. He might go for 3 sacks.
I hope and it's funny too because he and Dak love each other, but that's his job. Like, because like I'm
Yeah.
gonna sack him and then apologize afterward. Like, I'm sorry, man. Let me help you
Yeah.
back up. Like, but
But
no,
he's
I
going to
hope
be
he goes
looking up
after
at
them.
Jerry
The
Jones.
way
Yeah.
Jerry Jones handled that whole situation when he was like, "Hey, I would like to be traded," and Jerry Jones
Yeah.
goes, "We could just franchise tag you for the next 3 years, and you just be stuck here."
Yeah.
What the hell kind of leadership response is that?
Yeah, I know. That's terrible.
So anyway, I hope
It
the Packers truck them. Our offensive line is a fucking mess. Everyone is injured. Five lowest scored players on the team were all five of our offensive linemen. Right tackle Zach Thomas still out. Aaron Banks is out. The Browns defense pressured Jordan Love 42%. I don't see Dallas doing that, luckily. But I think just the vibes and the animosity and the do it for Parsons vibe, I think this will absolutely go in Green Bay's favor.
Yeah, I think it's going to look similar to that playoff game in
Mhm.
Dallas where the Packers just kicked their ass, and the Cowboys defense is so weak. They should be able to put up points on them. No CD Lamb is a huge deal. Once CD Lamb went out against the Bears,
Yeah.
it was a wrap. They don't
Yeah.
really have anybody else. George Pickens is easily frustrated, and outside of that, they don't have much. So, yeah, Packers should win this one big. Uh, until the Cowboys get CD Lamb back, I know they're getting Deron Bland back, so they're going to have him, Trayvon Diggs, but I still got the Packers in this one. It might not be a blowout, but I still think the Packers get the win, maybe by 10 or more, maybe 17, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I don't trust these quarterbacks in Dallas to put up a lot of a fight against our running backs, even though number one and two are out. I think Romeo Dobbs and Matthew Golden are both going to have great games here. You look at Khair Elam and Trayvon Diggs, they're second and fourth worst in the league in yards allowed per coverage snap. Um,
Yeah.
I think our receivers are going to have a great game here. The defensive front doesn't make me worried about Josh Jacobs getting going. Um, I think it's going to be a rough game for Dallas, especially with the fact that the players love Micah Parsons. And I
Yeah.
mean, currently he is coming into this game as a league co-leader with 14 quarterback pressures. I think Dak is going to spend half the game on the ground. He's tied with Joey Bosa and Nick Benito, who are both having amazing seasons as well. But yeah, I think it's going to be a rough week to be a Dallas fan.
And it's a tough timing for an injury of Tyler Booker. The rookie right tackle is out with a high ankle sprain. So you're losing two of your top offensive guys in CeeDee Lamb and Tyler Booker. Just a recipe for a bad day for
Yeah,
the
it sucks in
Cowboys.
Dallas. I feel like they have a handful of really big names, really good talented players, and then their
Yeah.
next man up is just a void. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you trade away Micah, CeeDee's hurt. You think about like DeMarvin and Overshown, who's going to miss pretty much the whole
yep.
year. And then when you don't have a pass rush, that puts more pressure on Diggs and Bland, and they're
Mhm.
struggling. So we agree. Packers in Dallas. That's their home away from home. So
Yeah.
Sunday night football
We're
should be
better
fun
there than
for.
we are at Lambeau, so
um. All right, let's go to Monday night. We got two games going. We got the 0-3 Jets at the 0-3 Dolphins. Justin Fields expected to be back for the Jets. Pressure on Tua and the Dolphins and head coach Mike McDaniel to get a win and save their jobs and find something positive in Miami. But I just think the vibes are better in New York.
yeah, I had Miami here because the last time I looked, Fields was still questionable, but he's likely to play.
Yeah.
So I think They will definitely have to kind of give him a little bit more recovery space here, but luckily they have Breece Hall and Braylon Allen to step up. So Breece Hall looked like he struggled a little bit the last 2 weeks. He couldn't really get anything going. He was averaging less than 3 yards per carry, but I see Braylon Allen having a great game here. Maybe increase his role a little bit this week with Breece Hall struggling a bit. But I agree with you about the vibes being with the Jets.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to pick against you so bad, but I'm having a tough time finding things to pick against you.
I
Um,
will say Darren Waller has been practicing all week for the Dolphins. He's expected to make his season debut.
yeah.
So maybe sorry guys, I'm still getting over being sick. But his coaches and team have been talking about like his size and physicality. I mean, he's 6'6", 240 pounds. Like they could definitely use that on that offense. So maybe that'll provide some spice for Miami. Um,
Yeah.
but Malik Washington was like, that dude walks around. He looks like he just towers over guys. Like he's huge. So, I mean, all he has to do is like put a hand up and he's over people's heads. So,
Yeah. The
he can catch some balls other players can't.
To their credit, the Dolphins looked a lot better against Buffalo last
Yeah.
week.
Buffalo's a tough
They
team.
could,
They looked solid.
yeah, they could have beat the Patriots in week 2. Fuck it. Just because I need to catch you in picks and we agree too much this week, let's give me the Dolphins here to get
I
their
was gonna
first
take the
win.
Dolphins until I heard Fields was supposed to play. If Fields doesn't
Yeah,
play, I would have taken Miami. Um,
there's a chance Fields he needs to pass concussion protocol. He's practicing, he's ready to go, but he
okay.
has to clear concussion protocol. But he's
Well,
expected to.
if he doesn't play, then my pick is Miami. If he's still on the fence there. But just so you guys know, this is actually the worst matchup statistically in history. Okay, so both the Dolphins and Jets are 0 and 3. No takeaways. So if you look at defensive matchups with 0 and 3 teams, it's the first season since they started counting turnovers in 1933 that there are more than one team with 0 and 3 records and no takeaways. Like
Jeez,
not only can you not win a game, you also cannot stop the other team by taking the ball away. Like statistically,
that's ridiculous.
defensively, that is heinous. Like
Yeah.
what a crappy season. Like to be included in that stat, like, oh, this is the worst one in 90. Okay, great. Cool.
Well, the Dolphins one makes sense to me, but the Jets are supposed to have an elite defense. They got so much
Yeah.
talent over there. I don't get it.
I mean, some tough
But
matchups, some weird games. I'm intrigued by Tyreek Hill in this one because I feel like he is playing to get traded somewhere. So I feel like we might see a little bit of life
yeah,
out of him now that like people are actually talking about him moving. I feel like there's conversations going and teams making offers. So I feel like Tyreek might put on a show, be like, "Hey, I'm still good." Um,
yeah.
Unfortunately, because I think he's a little bit too much drama. Um, Green Bay seems to be the front runner to make a trade deal for him, but I don't think
No,
he's the right personality.
I'll tell you where Tyreek Hill needs to go. Everyone's gonna say the Chiefs. That's
Yeah,
the easy one. Go Pittsburgh Steelers.
yeah,
That's the place for Tyreek with a veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers and give
yeah.
them some more explosiveness.
Aaron Rodgers, like his Devontae Adams, his go-to receiver, he and Tyreek would pair up so well there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree
be
with you.
instant.
But if you're looking at as far as like team needs, like Green Bay's number one isn't back for 4 to 9 more weeks. Number two just broke his collarbone. Like Green Bay makes the most sense need-wise, but
Yeah.
personality-wise, drama-wise, I don't think he would be good for the locker room.
Well, I mean, Equinemius St. Brown is available. Chase Claypool, Allen Robinson.
Oh, EQ ain't coming back.
Um,
Claypool, maybe.
no, trust me. I said those names on purpose just to fuck with you.
No, I'm talking about drama. Like Claypool
Yeah.
could be he could fit in the locker room. Personality. He could
Allen,
be a mascot, but
Allen Robinson might have some gas left in the tank a little bit more than those other two.
yeah.
And then
Also,
let's
I
go
don't want to age our
the
team up any. I want like a second year practice squad kid.
no. Green Bay's got enough talent. You don't need any more.
Oh, Alex is sad, guys. His Bears still suck. Don't worry, I have a shirt to wear after our teams play.
What does it say? Bear down, because we're gonna win that game. Just FYI.
I'm gonna record that and blast it all over socials when you're wrong. Okay, let's talk about a better Monday game. Thank God there's two because ain't no way in hell I'm trying to watch that last one we just talked about.
Well, that one might be a better game, honestly, because I know this game you would expect it to be better, but Jake Browning with 5 interceptions in 2 games, the
Five
Broncos
interceptions
defense
in
has
five quarters.
ridiculous.
I love
And
him. He's fun.
you know what? A new conversation for the Bengals here has been trade for Russell Wilson, and that could be something. He's a veteran. There's, he can get the ball to Chase and Higgins. There could be something there with Russell Wilson.
Yeah, when your receivers are that good.
Yeah, just throw it up. He's got a
Yeah.
good deep ball too.
There
But
was one play last the way you just said, just throw it up. Did anyone else see that Geno Smith play where he literally looked up and threw the ball and it was a pick and he looked like surprised? Ugh,
yeah, I
God.
don't know. Gino's decision making lately has been
Sorry.
ridiculous.
Completely off topic, but you just reminded me of that. Yeah, just throw it up. Geno Smith style. 500. Like,
No, don't throw it straight up. Throw it
no, it was
towards a
he
receiver.
didn't even look in the direction of the end zone. He was like, God, Jesus, take the wheel. No, terrible. Okay, but the Broncos are looking pretty solid. We have Benito having a great season again with quarterback pressures. Um, the Bengals, this would not be the week to face a strong Denver front, unfortunately, and this is what they're going to have to do. Their right guard situation is rough. Coming into last week, they had Jalen Rivers had to step in place of Dalton Risner. They moved him to the outside. Rivers is the fourth player giving it a shot. They have not sorted out their player positions there. Lucas Patrick, who used to play for Denver, is currently on IR with a calf injury. Like it's just a mess.
Yeah.
And Nick Bonito is fourth in the league in pass rush win rate as an edge rusher. So I feel like the Bengals are going to have a rough time here.
Well, and I want to see something that's been concerning to me about Denver is Bo Nix has been kind of inconsistent this year so
Yeah,
far,
yeah.
and he's going up against a bad Bengals defense. So
I would
it's
like this to be his
important.
confidence game.
Yeah, get
Get
Cortland
cocky
Sutton
again.
going.
He plays
Yeah,
better when he's cocky and he's got a chip on. He's an Aaron Rodgers kind of guy. He needs
yeah,
to feel the pressure. He needs to feel like a cocky asshole to pull off some big games. And I don't know what happened in the offseason, but he was so much more confident last year.
yeah. I think, well, and I think they'll be ready for this game. I think Sean Payton is going to light a fire under their ass this
Yeah.
week. He
I mean,
one
he's
and two is not acceptable.
no,
Let's
and
get back to 500.
I would like to blame all of that on the offense. I mean, I know there's a little bit on the defense there too, but 27th in third down conversions, 25th in QBR for Bo Nix,
Yeah,
19th in offensive EPA. Like, no, that's unacceptable.
yeah. Yeah, so it's a good game to get right offensively, put up some points, get a nice win. Hey, if the Broncos could go out and put up 30
Mhm.
and look good on Monday night, that would be really nice for them. So we agree on the Broncos. We're split on Dolphins Jets. We agree on everything else except for
Commanders
Commanders
Falcons.
Falcons. And real quick, just to throw another one at you, I am going to
Colts.
pick your boy Baker
Oh,
Mayfield
damn
and the
it.
Tampa Bay
Okay.
Bucks.
I thought you were gonna switch to Colts. That works. I'll take
No,
Bucks.
I won't pick the Colts.
I thought about the Colts.
No, I gotta go against you. I gotta use your boy against you.
That's
I can't
mean.
believe you're not picking Baker. What kind of a fan are you? I thought you
There's,
woke up feeling dangerous.
I picked the Falcons in week one. It's the second
My
time this season. I am fine with him being 4-0. However,
I could easily pick the Raiders, but my family is getting tired of me picking against the Bears and coming over to watch the game. They're like, "You picked against us again," so I need to be a Bears fan.
come over and talk shit.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny, like on matchups that I've picked it against my team just because I think my team's gonna lose. And I'm like rooting for the other team just to be right. And everyone's like,
Yeah,
what's wrong with
it's a
you?
very tough situation to be in.
Yeah. Or like last
But
night, I was rooting for Seattle to miss the, like I picked Seattle to win, but I'm rooting for them to miss the field goal so we can have a tie, just because ties are such a
yeah,
show.
me
Like
too. Yeah.
I'm here for chaos, and garbage because I love me a garbage game.
But it's gonna be an awesome week of football. So we disagree on what, three games?
Free, yep.
Three.
All right,
So
guys.
I'll cut
Alex will be
my
down 7 next week. Heard it here
I'll be
first.
down one. I'll be down one game, and my comeback will be on it, well on its way. So,
Okay, well, Alex is wrong as always. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.
peace out, guys.